Hi guys, my name is Vanessa and I just wanted to tell you guys my story and how I found out that I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3. So, you want to say something?
No.
Okay, it's probably going to be kind of long, but okay, on Thanksgiving last year, I don't know, you know how you just rub your back or whatever? Well, I found a weird knot on my shoulder, and my aunt just passed away not too long ago. And so I told my mom, like, oh heck no, I want to get it checked ASAP. And everybody was telling me, like, you're just tripping, you're dumb, you're not even, it's nothing, and all
You're
that.
being dramatic.
Yeah, and somehow, like, I don't know, I felt like, oh my gosh, like, no, I know it's this. I don't know if I set my mind to the point, like, I don't know if I make sense, but to the point where it happened. And so my mom, that Monday, she took me to a doctor. They gave me pills. Well, they felt it. They felt it. They felt the one that I felt. And then they felt the other side, and I had one right there on my bone. And then they gave me pills because they thought it was an infection. Because of swollen, what is it, limbs?
Lymph
Lymph
nodes.
Yeah. They thought it was that. So they gave me some pills, and they're like, if it doesn't go down in 3 days or a week or whatever, come back. So it didn't. And then they sent me to specialists where I had to get a biopsy done. And what they did is got like a needle and kind of like an ultrasound. And I never had a baby, so I don't know. I didn't know what, like, how ultrasound was, so I got an ultrasound. They got a needle and stuck through my neck, and they did it, I think 7 or 6 times. They said it could take up to 15 times, and so they did it, and they had to take like a little sample out, but they just kept going and going, and the whole time I could see it was like a little ball, and I could see the needle going through the ball, like in and out. And they told me that I would get the results in a couple of days. And December
22nd.
December 22nd, they called me my niece's birthday. She turned 3 or 4? 4 years old at 8:46, I think. 47. That it's Hodgkin's lymphoma, and not to worry because there's a cure for it. And I was like all confused because I'm not an early person or whatever. And I told him, so what does that mean? Like, what is it? And he's like, well, it's a type of cancer. And from there, I just started crying because my aunt just had passed from that. And, you know, like, once you hear that word, it's just like, you think you're gonna die. And so I was just crying and crying and crying, and I didn't even know what to say. Like, my mom had left to work because I'm over 18 already, so they can't call my mom without my permission. So they called me, and the first thing I wanted to do was my mom, like get in contact with my mom, like, but she wasn't answering. And I called her like 5 times, and she wasn't answering, and all she wanted to do was just come for me. And
Like
yeah, and I just wanted my mom, like, so bad. And I got mad because she's like, no, just come here, but there's nothing more than having your mom right there, you know. And so I was like, I gotta go. And my mom works like 5 minutes away. She works at the bank. And whenever you cry and you drive, like, it's kind of blurry. Like, I didn't care. And she's like, do you want me to drive? And I was like, heck no, because whenever someone's driving, you feel like they're going 10 times slower. So I was like, no, I'm gonna drive because I want to get there as soon as possible. So I went and I kind of crashed into like high cement, and I was like, oh shit. But I didn't care at the time, and I freaking love my car, but it didn't hurt anything, I don't think. And the bank wasn't open yet. It was still 8 and they open at 9. And it takes 5 minutes to get over there, but it probably took me like 2 minutes. And we went over there. We were both crying, and my mom's coworkers were like, they looked at me all weird. And I was like trying to open the door.
We were both crying and knocking on the door.
Yeah, and then they opened it, and I was like, "Where's my mom?" And then my mom came, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "They told me I have cancer." And I just freaking, she's like, "What? When? Where?" Just asking me so many questions, not knowing, like, the fact of, like, oh my gosh, she has, like, who told you that? Where? When? What time? And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, doesn't matter, Mom. They told me that I have that. And you think my mom shed a tear? Not once. But you know what? I thank my mom for not shedding a tear or nothing, because...
Or breaking down.
Yeah, because it would have freaking... It just helped me to be like, oh my gosh, like, everything's gonna be okay, because my mom kept telling me, like, everything's gonna be okay, like, you just gotta pray to God and all that. So my journey began there. I went to Dr. Guy, a cancer center in Bakersfield, and as soon as I seen it, it said cancer. What does it say?
AIS or ACS.
Something like that. And I just start freaking breaking down, because I would have never thought I would have that. Like, I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna see a whole bunch of people with no hair, and it's just gonna make me sad and all that. And they gave me a bone marrow, and that's whenever they put a big old needle in your back, and they had to like take blood out of your bone. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would not want my worst enemy to get that. And it hurt really bad. And a couple of days later, we went back to see. They just tested to see if it was my blood, because it would have been non or Hodgkin's.
No, you have Hodgkin's, so it would have been non.
Oh, it would have been non-Hodgkin's lymphoma if it was in my blood. So that's like the worst one. But thank God I didn't have it in my blood. And a couple of days before I got the bone marrow, I got a port in me. And woo, that freaking, like, the recovery was so bad. Well, not so bad, but I got depressed because she had to help me comb my hair. And I just felt like kind of like useless. And I couldn't tie my shoes, or I couldn't put socks on or anything. And after that, Dr. Guy told me that there's another doctor in LA. His name is Dr. Shar. And to get a second opinion of what he wanted to do and all that. And so we went. When was it?
January 27th.
January 27th. We went, okay, I gotta tell you guys, we went to the outlets first, you know, we had to go shopping. And then we went, and I was like, I already, like, have you ever had your mindset, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna take a quiz at school? So you have your mindset to that. Okay, well, I didn't have my mindset. Well, just thinking, oh, he's gonna tell us this and this and this. Well, we went in there, he told me, do you want to start chemo today? I looked at my mom, and I was like, well, yeah, like, can we? He's like, yeah, I don't know why you're waiting. Like, I had to do a lung test, a heart test. And he's like, I don't know why he's putting you through so much stuff. If you're, like, so young, you know, I would understand if you're, like, 60 years old, 50 years old. But you're not. And I just freaking started crying, because it was just in a rush. And I went back there, and he told me, he looked me straight in the eyes, and he told me, my mom, and my sister, your hair will fall off, but it will grow back. And I did my first chemo my social worker. You have to have a social worker to tell you, like, there's makeup classes. There, like, if you need someone to talk to, you could call your social worker. And if you want wigs and all that, that they could get a free one for you. And I was just so in denial. I was like, I'm not going to get a wig. I'm not going to go outside once my hair falls all the way off. I'm not going to do like a whole bunch of things. And I was just so depressed. Before I got that call, I think like 2 days later, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't care, like, YOLO. So I got this pierced. And I came home. And you know how moms are like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not gonna get her in trouble. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this. And my mom didn't say anything. She was just like, oh my gosh, really? And then, so I got my chemo done that day. And, oh my gosh, on the way home, I felt sick. I just felt all kinds of ways. And I was sweating. My pee was different colors. And the doctor's like, don't get scared if your tears, like, turn orangish, because, like, the medicine that I was taking was kind of, like, reddish. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the week after that, they told me drink lots of water, lots. And my mom was like, that means you can't drink no soda, no Gator, no nothing, just water. So they're making me drink like 6-7 water bottles a day. And you know, if you drink so much, you wipe out all your electrolytes. And I was at home doing my cousin's hair for formal, some kind of dance. And all my cousins were in my room because, like, I have like a lot of makeup, so they come in and do their makeup, whatever. And I was doing my cousin's makeup, or my cousin's friend's makeup. And I just told them, hold on, I'll be back. And she was like, where are you going? I was like, don't worry, I'll be back. And I don't know if she knew, like, something was wrong. Like,
No, I knew.
And so I went to because I gave my mom a pill, and if I feel dizzy or any kind of way, take that pill. So I went to the kitchen, and I told my mom, Mom, I don't feel good. Boom, I passed out. I blacked out. And I fell on the floor. My mom said I hit my head. My head bounced back, like, to the cement. And I just woke up like, call Baba. And that's my brother. And I heard, like, people kind of, like, yelling, like, oh my gosh, look at blah, blah, blah. And I woke up to, like, shaking. I was, like, shaking. Like, have you ever seen people have seizures? Well, they're, like, shaking. And that's how I was. And I just remember my mom holding me because I was shaking. So she was trying to, like, make me not shake. And I woke up. I was sweating. This happened in all, like, 2 minutes maybe, huh? I sweated. And, like, the tile was cold. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay here. And so I got up. Okay, and after I passed out, they were like, my mom's like, do you want to go to the doctor or the hospital? I was like, heck no, because I have to put an IV in me and all of that, you know. And so they had me drinking Gatorade. Or no, my mom called the next day. And he's like, what the heck? That's not supposed to happen. And then he's like, is you drinking too much water? And I guess they said that, like, I could drink Gatorade to get my electrolytes back. And then I went to some restaurant.
Fooey.
And I was eating. I didn't really have an appetite after chemo. And they told, like, I got hot. I would get hot. And then I would get cold. So I would take off my sweater. And then I would get cold. So I would put it back on. So everybody was leaving or whatever. And my brother's like, it's your nose ring's crooked. And I was like, there? And he's like, no, we're here. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like trying to fix it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know if you guys ever been passed out or anything. And I told my sister-in-law, I was like, I think I'm going to pass out. And she's like, what? And I was like, I think I'm going to, boom. She, like, put out a chair for me. And I fell in the chair. And then after that, she's like, give me some cold water, because she was a nurse. Give me some cold water and give me a bag. And as soon as she put the bag out there, boom, I threw up in the bag. And if she didn't put the bag right there, like, I would have threw up on her. And so after that, I was good. 1 chemo down, 2 chemos down. I had to do 12 rounds of chemo, so 6 months. And I started going to church. And before that, I kind of had doubt about God, and I was like God's not even real, because you can't see him, you can't hear him. Like, who are we praying to? Who are we doing this? Like, we're talking to, no one. But whenever I did my bone marrow and I was supposed to get the results back, I was praying and praying and praying. And I had a good feeling. And right there and then, I knew God was, like, alive, because I was praying and praying and praying, like, God, please hope the tests, like, come back good. And look, they did. And 10, 11 chemos went by. The 12th chemo was my last one. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. They gave me a certificate, like the little kindergarten, like perfect attendance. Well, I got one of those. And I would have never, to this day, I never see my mom cry. They tell me that my mom does cry, but for me, I have never seen my mom cry. And I thank her for that, because it helped me, like, be strong. And, like, because whenever I got my port in, they told me that it was going to be $1,000 and something. And I just started crying, because my mom, she's not in the position, well, like, in the spot to, like, give out money. Like, she's having some rough time. So, like, it just freaking brought me down. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, that much? $1,000. So my sister started selling, like, little bracelets, or what are those? Lanyards. And we made money for that. And we made money for that. And I mean, now that I think of it, I was just a big crybaby. But, like, I was so depressed. And yeah, and then my brother was telling everybody, like, do a GoFundMe so you could get help. And everybody was looking at him like, what the heck, we don't need one, And, like, all of us, like, all my brothers and sisters will help my mom out. But my mom is so prideful, she would not ask for money or anything. So my sister and my brother did a GoFundMe. And we raised, what?
I think $1,500, $1,400.
I think $1,500, and then my mom's chamber gave me $1,500, and just, like, here and there. And I'm, like, freaking truly blessed that the people gave me, and prideful that everybody gave me. Everybody gave me money to help my mom out. And I'm a huge, like, makeup person. I mean, I don't know how to make up that much, that perfect, but I love makeup. And recently my cousins and my mom and everybody, like, helped out. And they got me a vanity after church. Oh, she took me to the mall. Was it after church? Or
no,
after I got my scan done?
No. I think it was after church. Yeah, it was after church.
Well, after church, she's like, let's go to the mall and get some makeup. And I was like, what the heck? When do you want to go, like, after church and get makeup,
I didn't say anything.
oh, yeah, you did. You're like, oh yeah, let's go to Mac. And I was like, what the heck? That was like out of the ordinary, you know? So we went, and she was just acting weird. I was like, what the heck? Okay, and next thing you know, I see my cousin's cars. I was like, what the heck? Why is everybody at my house? Like, are we doing a barbecue? They got me a vanity, and I was like, oh, I was like, I freaking cried because, like, oh my gosh, I told him every day, like, I made a little spot because I was gonna work with their mom, and I was gonna save money to get me a vanity, and they got me one, and you know, I'm just so excited, and I sit there and not even do makeup. I just like look at my vanity, like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I can't believe it, you know. Yeah, and what else?
Pause.
And then my brother-in-law, his family way out in Texas, gave me, I think like $600, and like that money helped my mom so much, like, cause on my little GoFundMe, my sister put like anything will help, like get her makeup, because let me tell you, whenever I found out, like, I'm a type of girl, like, if I go out, I want to do my eyebrows. I'm going to do my makeup to go to Walmart or, like, to the store, like, local store, like a food market or whatever. And after I found out, I stopped wearing makeup. I didn't dress up. And I've gained 40 pounds. And my hair has fell out. I have, like, little bald spots. And I mean, I would freaking break down because whenever I would wash my hair, a lot would come out, and like I just wanted to cry by myself because the doctor, even Dr. Shar, said if she wants to cry, just let her cry. And I cut the side of my hair right here 6 months ago, I think. And Mom was like, you're gonna regret it, because I was like, Mom, I think I'm just gonna shave off all my hair. And I cut this, and I was like, oh, you regret it now? And I was like, no, because it just makes me realize, like, my hair is gonna grow back. Like, look how long this is. And I was on chemo, and it was still growing. So it makes me have faith that this hair is going to grow. So, like, I'm really excited. I mean, it's thin, but, like, thank God. Like, I have my hair because I would look so funny bald. And I just want to thank my nieces, my nephews, my brothers, everybody who has cut their hair and did a little cancer ribbon symbol thing in honor of me. And just, I thank you guys, and I love you lots. And this has made me realize that I don't need anything other than my family. I don't need no friends, because after this, all my friends have stopped talking to me except one. And you know, I don't need no friends. Like, I can make new friends. All I need is family. And
Jesus.
all I need is family and
Jesus.
and God. God is number one. I've been praying to God. I did a scan to make sure everything's gone. And a month later, he was talking and talking and talking, and he's like, remember when you came here, you're running around like a chicken without a head? Because I did not know where to go. I was like in the cafeteria, past the cafeteria. We were like everywhere trying to find the doctor's office where the cancer center. And now we're like, yeah. And after that, he's like, well, everything's negative. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to cry. And you should have seen my mom. My mom's not the type of person that's like, whoa. But that day, she's like, whoa, I could do backflips and everything. And let me tell you, my mom's 50, but she does not look it. But no, she will be sore for like about 3 weeks. But am I missing anything else? Well, I think that's it. Thank you.
We got positive results.
Yes, we got positive results. So that makes me
Oh,
wanna
and
be
you talked to the
positive.
church
Oh yeah, and then I talked to the church
the day before.
because they told me, is anybody want to do a testimony? And something was telling me like, go, tell them your story, And the more prayers I get, the better it is, you know. And I went up there. I didn't tell them I was going up there. And she's like, the preacher was like, anybody else? And I raised my hand and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I went up there and told my story. And I don't think anybody could understand me because I was crying the whole time, but they knew what I was saying. And they were just all shocked that I went up there. And yeah, I was like, oh my god. It made me feel better to tell them. And they gave me a donation.
Oasis.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sick. But, what is it
Oasis Christian Center on Brundage Lane.
called? Yeah, go there. And, yeah, I just want to tell you guys my story. I'm gonna find out new way, well, like, different stories to tell you guys about my life and everything.